Hey folks, MasakoX here. Welcome back to the next installment of the story of Goku having had an older sister, one named Jocha. Now this story, if you're wondering, comes from our collection of narratives created around April Fools, which means for you to not take it seriously or to think too hard or to get mad about it, just let it happen. In the last part, we saw Jocha going through something that any typical Saiyan would have had in that situation. Have an existential crisis into regards to what their future would be that doesn't involve fighting all the time. What was she going to do? Well, Nappa had managed to figure it out. Kind of. Become a pro wrestler. Okay, it involved some fighting, but something. But Jocha though, she wanted something more assured, and that answer came from King Kai. Through Kami, she and Goku learnt the Kaioken and the Spirit Bomb, as well as enhancing their own power. Both of them were stronger than ever, with Jocha well onto, without even realizing it, being able to give the Ginyu Force a run for their money. At least the likes of Goldo or even Goku. Goku was even able to outclass Vegeta, and he aced the Genki Dama, unlike his sister. However, Jocha was still itching to train, being ready for the next foe. She had taken Roshi's lesson a little too seriously, and came a-knocking on Tenshinhan's door. What about that other lesson about eating well and resting well? I guess she forgot that one, or wasn't told. But anyway, she went to him to give him what he wanted. A means to surpass Goku, of course. What did you think? Or at least maybe try and catch up. Here's where we resume. Tenshinhan, Chaozu, and Jocha were busy training together. Goku hadn't really investigated since he was already quite tired from all of his training with King Kai and her. Not to mention about his suspicions regarding Chi-Chi, they were actually correct. She did indeed want him around the house more often to tend to Gohan, being present more as a father should. However, he could certainly tell from the energy that he could sense that Jocha hadn't stopped, wherever she was. She was going for it, and indeed getting stronger. And then, oh, there was another energy. Tenshinhan of all people? Wow, he thought. That was good for him. Maybe I should show Krillin what I learned, he thought, in the middle of playing with a very young Gohan. In the midst of training, Tenshinhan was very much learning the tricks of the Kaioken and the Spirit Bomb, to great effect. Sure, he wouldn't be able to master it in the space of, a few days, but in the time that they had from Jocha coming back from King Kai's to her training with him right now, he was able to understand the basics of the technique and feel like with proper discipline and planning, he might be able to continue study on his own. That's how good he is in terms of application. For sure, this was a very welcome addition to his repertoire. Certainly good to getting out of a jam. I still don't understand why you came to me. You just came back from the other world and yet you wanted to train more. Why? Is it some kind of Saiyan thing? Jocha motioned for Tenshinhan and Chaozu to sit down beside her as they gazed over the very vast plains that surrounded their home. She looked very somber, her reunited straw hat jostling behind her head as the breeze brushed over them. For 20 years, I was told to keep training, never stopping, never quitting, be ready for the next mission. I did what I was told, but I didn't like it. I thought that after securing my freedom here, that I would be able to throw all that away, toss it aside like it were nothing, fully embrace this life of having total command of my own destiny, what I could do for myself. But what's become clear is that really, that's impossible. That lifestyle stays with you, no matter what you do. It just takes up a different guise. Chaozu was pondering this thought. You mean that you were always waiting for the next bad guy to show up? Jocha smirked. Got it in one. The next bad guy is my next mission. Even though I can tell myself to stop as much as I want and to try and take a break, there's always a voice in my head, up here, somewhere, telling me that if I do, you'd only be letting yourself down, the side down, everyone down. That you would be wasting your time. She looked away and was very quiet for a while. I feel there's more to this. Is this to do with what happened with Raditz? She nodded meekly. Yeah, I can't let Kakarot down, no. I have to be there for him and show him what a good big sister I can be. I have to make him strong. Chaozu then hobbled out to her. You already have. You here? Huh? Dude,
You traveled halfway across the galaxy to look for him, and you taught him some cool stuff, and helped us save Earth from that little porcupine. You've done way more than that brat of an elder brother ever did. You ain't got nothing left to prove anymore, just relax.
Jocha hadn't thought of that. She had come all the way across the galaxy in pursuit of her brother. That was very true. She was prepared to meet him and love him no matter how he turned out. For all she knew, he could have been a wild beast on a distant world. She would have loved him anyway, because at least he was alive. But she did get very lucky that he turned out to be, in the end, a good guy. A weakling at the time, but good. For all her paranoia and desire to let go of the past, she couldn't quite let go of the past. But maybe it was time to do so. She gave them both a hug and stood up. Thanks, guys. I really mean it. It's a start. So perhaps I better go and have that nap after all that Goku was talking about. You mind if I rest up here for the night? I can't be bothered to fly back to my brother's place. Now that I'm thinking about it, he was right. I'm really tired. Tenshinhan smiled and nodded. Absolutely. I have food ready too, since I sort of anticipated a day like this would come. Jocha laughed and stretched, prepared to rest like a boss. Tenshinhan and Chaozu then turned around and walked back to the house, but then remembered something that they meant to ask. Hey, how hungry are you? Jocha's eyes and skin had paled instantly. She looked down at her chest and could see blood pooling from underneath her purple shirt. What? She touched it and was speechless. A few audible splutters and whimpers emanated from her mouth before she collapsed face first to the floor. She had been shot. Tenshinhan and Chaozu were terrified. What had happened? How? How was this possible? Chaozu then spotted a splintered beam on their doorframe, and then a bullet which had lodged itself into it. No way! How can that hurt a Saiyan? Tenshinhan looked livid. Chaozu, get Jocha to Korin right now. Do it! Chaozu didn't need twirling twice. I'll catch up. He walked over to the doorframe and grabbed the bullet and looked at it closely, and then crushed it in his fist. Come out, Launch. Now! Out from under the corner came a very scared, nervous, and anxious-looking Launch. Her blue-haired form, Tenshinhan had been about ready to chew her out for shooting his friend, but no. The sight of that very horrified and innocent version of said person was too much to resist. If this was planned, then clever.
I don't know what happened, Tien. One minute I was busy picking fruit, and the next I'm here with this.
She shakily held the gun in her hands before immediately dropping it in disgust. She looked at the small pool of blood which marred the green grass.
Is Jocha going to be okay? Please don't tell me
Tenshinhan wasn't about to punish her, but he couldn't be supportive. You're lucky you transformed at the right time. She'll be okay. But if she'd been alone... Tenshinhan turned away. Is this what jealousy does to people? Turn them into cowardly savages? What was she jealous of? Love? Romance? If that's what happens, then I'm glad I'm not of that persuasion. A moment passed.
Tien, please.
He didn't turn around. Just get out of here. And if I catch your other self here again, I will not hesitate. Launch didn't need to hear the rest of that sentence. She understood. Clearly, with a yelp of fear at that statement, and at what she had seemingly done. She ran as fast as she could. Without another moment, Tenshinhan flew in pursuit of Chaozu and Jocha to the lookout. Jocha felt a weird sensation in her chest. She felt like she was then floating in some sort of ethereal plane. Had she died? No way. Had a bullet from an Earth pistol killed her? After all she had been through, Vegeta, Nappa, Goku? Impossible. What a disgrace. Then she heard something. A voice. It was a voice that she hadn't heard in over 2 decades. Not since she was a child. Hey kid. She turned to the source of it. Goku? It sounded a bit too deep for Goku. More gravelly as well. It was kind of hard to make out, but then she saw the vision. the pose he kept. Papa? She mumbled in whatever strange viscous ooze her body was surrounded in. It's not over yet. It never will be. Frieza.
Frieza?
For all Saiyans, wherever they may be, rest can never be taken until he is destroyed.
But why? How?
Mumbled Jocha.
Frieza's too powerful. He couldn't even save planet Vegeta from being destroyed.
It was not a meteorite, Jocha.
What?
She said. Silence. I never got to see you grow up. You've done Oris proud. Atta girl. She swore she could have felt her head being ruffled, like Papa used to do. The exact same way. She woke up, on the lookout, with Kami's hand on her forehead and a green bean of some sort being forced into her mouth. Within a few seconds, she was fully conscious, fully healed. Man, what a trip! She bolted upright and looked around.
What happened? Where am I? Look at. How did I get here?
Kami pointed to Tenshinhan and Chaozu. You were lucky they were with you when you were shot.
Shot?
She touched her chest. The wound no longer there. But the blood was.
So it did happen.
She then realized how it could have hurt her.
I let my guard down. I relaxed for 1 second. What a pitiful way to have almost died. Hardly a way for any Saiyan to go.
Tenshinhan smiled. Don't worry. I won't tell anyone. Chaozu nodded in agreement. That wasn't the point. But then, Goku arrived a few seconds later, having sensed Jocha's energy fluctuating and then starting to fade. She brushed it aside.
It's all right, Goku. I'm fine. Just a little wobble is all. But I heard something while I was under. Something about Frieza.
Freezer? Said Goku, rolling the name on his tongue.
Oh yeah, that Emperor guy. What about him?
Jocha was wondering the exact same thing.
I don't know. But I think I saw Papa, Goku. Bardock. He mentioned about the meteor that destroyed planet Vegeta and how it might not have been that.
She was trying to figure out what he was saying and what she could remember.
How is that possible? He's long gone. How can he talk to me?
Kami mused this. Perhaps my meager healing to keep you stable before Korin had a sensu ready created some sort of connection with the other world, and you having been present there for a long while might have also contributed to your attunement to said dimension and such visions.
Nevertheless, what was said was food for thought. Relaxing wasn't an option, and what Bardock had supposedly said had kept Jocha thinking.
Did he want her to go after Lord Frieza?
Why? Was it something to do with planet Vegeta? Had he been the one to destroy it? But no. Why would he destroy perfectly good warriors? It made no sense. But hey, I mean, at least there was a target to aim for. But no Saiyan ever could amount to his supposed power. Not even their father Bardock, and he was one of the strongest. Not even the king could come close to him. But could this new Kaioken technique be enough? Nevertheless, she had to teach not only Tenshinhan and Chaozu this power, but everyone else. Krillin, Yamcha, and yes, even that Piccolo person. Without another moment's hesitation, she set off.
Hey, where are you going?
Said Tenshinhan. To teach Piccolo Kaioken. You help Goku and the others.
What?
What? Teach Piccolo Kaioken? We can't be trusted, said Chaozu.
I would have to agree, my child, said Kami. I know that soul all too well, and he would look for any means to overcome the indignation that you inflicted upon him upon your first visitation. He can hold a grudge for a long time.
Jocha looked back for seriousness. I know, but I'm the only one he will listen to. She flew off to Piccolo. After a short time, the two of them met, nearby a waterfall, where Piccolo had been meditating. Jocha then explained everything.
So you're looking to take on the Emperor of the Galaxy? Do you have any idea how moronic that sounds?
Yes, but...
Why? Why do you want to defeat this Lord Frieza anyway? Just for saying glory or something?
I don't fully understand yet, but it was important and...
A vision told you to do it. Come on. That sounds desperate, if you ask me.
And I'm a reincarnation of my father hatched from an egg. At least my mission came from a tangible source. Yours?
He turned away, sort of in disgust, not keen to engage in any further conversation. I can teach you Kaioken! Piccolo stopped and turned around.
Kaioken? How do you know that technique?
King Kai taught Goku and I. Piccolo looked shocked and then sickened.
Why would you share this with me? What's your plan?
You know what it can do thanks to Kami's connection. I'm asking you for your help. Do you want this power or not? As Jojo was proposing this idea to Piccolo, King Kai was keeping an eye on all of this and what had been said.
We're so close, but I hope you know what you're doing.
It does beg the question. Did King Kai know the truth about Frieza destroying planet Vegeta after all? Since he's so omnipotent and stuff? If he did, how would he have corrected the mistake? Well, he wouldn't have. That was below his pay grade. But in any case, what was going down was quite audacious. And even though he was meant to be impartial, he was actually kind of rooting for the little guys of Earth, for them to finally put down Frieza, the being who had ended billions of lives for all of these years. But that's where we're going to be leaving things for right now.